Hey everybody, it's James Dean back with the Nowhere Special Libations Club, and thank you so much for joining me. And today we're going to be drinking some gin. Hopefully it's going to get warm. It was warm for a little bit, then it got cold, and it's keep raining. One of these days it'll be nice. So in hopes that it'll be nice, let's do some wonderful drinks that involve gin. So we're going to be starting off with Bluecoat, which is their American dry gin. I thought it was a London dry. I was wrong. It's actually out of Philly, so they wanted to make sure this is an American dry gin. So this is for me, one of my good base gins. This goes in practically any cocktail that I would want to put gin in. It's got a wonderful balance, but at the same time, relatively light, so it doesn't overpower anything. So I've used this in my French 75s before. I've used this in my aviations. It's got a lot of flavor to it, but it plays well. So again, like all gins, no color. You definitely get that juniper, a little bit of citrus on the nose. A little bit of pine, which goes along with the juniper. And I know most people don't drink straight gin, but the flavor profile on this guy is light. It's bright. You definitely get that little bit of snap of juniper, a little bit of citrus. It's a very balanced gin. I think I've liked Bluecoat. I've carried them for a while. Just a wonderful, like I said, a wonderful mixing gin. If you're ever down in Philly, if we can ever travel again, these it's as local as regional as we can get. So support what we can, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Cheers. All right, now we're back with St. George. This is going to be their Botanivare. So this is going to be a botanical gin. So instead of getting all that juniper note, you're going to get much more of just an herbaceous, floral, kind of similar more to a Hendrick's. Not as much cucumber. That's more of specific to Hendrick's recipe. This is, you get the citrusy note. You definitely get floral. So actually a little bit lighter than where the Bluecoat started. This is a little bit smoother. It doesn't have that bitterness that you got from the juniper note to it. But you definitely get a well-rounded, very smooth body. So there's 19 different botanicals in this. A little bit of spice. But just kind of bright floral green notes, actually, but quite smooth. I've used St. George for years now. They used to be the distiller for Hangar One vodkas, which I used to sell up at Pixel quite a bit. And they actually have a really nice absinthe. It's got a little monkey with a bell and a bone on it. They were one of the first American distilleries to make a true to style absinthe. Yeah, they're continuing making great stuff. I actually weirdly have a bottle of Hangar One's, or no, it was St. George, their tequila, which apparently they've only made once and they never made again, so I'm a little afraid to open the bottle because it'll never happen again. But they apparently, because of the hearts of the agave plant, they didn't know how to process them that well, so they broke a lot of equipment making it, so it became way more cost prohibitive than they wanted to be, so they nixed that. But they're making gin, and now we're going to be finishing up with Hepple, which is an English gin. They call it a high fidelity gin because as you can see from the bottle label, it is very juniper forward. So right on the nose, you get that juniper, you get that pine. So if you don't like gin, I don't know why you would buy this tasting, but if you don't like gin, this is going to be the ginniest of gin. Just big. This is one that when it's busy and I just want a little bit of booze in me, I'll actually drink this on the rocks because it is just a big juniper bomb that is absolutely delicious. It goes really well with the gin and tonic. It is a little bit bigger to play in some of the more complicated drinks. I think it would kind of unbalance some of the more subtle drinks. But for like your martinis, for your Gibsons, even for your Vespers, this would add a little bit more of a punch to it. The kind of like one up. That's why they call it high fidelity. It brings a little bit more spark to it. But that nose is amazing. Yeah, so this is Hepple. I hope you enjoy. Cheers, everybody. Thank you so much.